No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do another intro. No, I don't want to do that either. Hello, I just wanted to start off this video by saying thank you so much for 500 subscribers. This is a goal I've been trying to hit for a couple years now, and I'm so happy. I wanted to find a way to celebrate, but right now the only thing that's on my mind is my Big Time Rush concert. So maybe after that, I'll find some way to celebrate. Anyway, on with the video. I have so much fun recording my covers, especially with my recent upgrade in equipment, as you can see by the amount of covers I'm posting. And recently a friend asked me what I do to record, so I thought about making this video to show you guys like a step-by-step on how I record my covers. Before I get into it, I do want to say please do a little bit of your own research beyond this video before you like hit buy or get right into it. I am not a professional musician, I am not a producer, I am not any of this stuff. I just do covers for fun. I am very influenced by my vocal coach, so some of the stuff that he's like told me, I will just follow what he says. So please do a little bit more research beyond this video. This is a good starting point, I guess. I'm going to show you guys in detail how I record, edit, and post my covers now, but I'm also going to add a little bit of explanation of some things that I did before my recent upgrade. So if you have any questions or you want me to elaborate on anything that I say in this video, please comment down below or message me on Instagram. My Instagram is Tiffany Rock, but the I is a 1. I am extremely happy to help. Now that that's over with, let's move over to my cover setup. Here we go, we're at my cover setup. The microphone I use is the Bluebird microphone. This is the first microphone that Josh sent me when he suggested that I invest in a microphone, so I can't really say like how good it is compared to other microphones on the market because it's really the only microphone that I've recorded covers with. I did at one point record covers with the Blue Snowball, but that is a microphone that's more used for like podcasting and less for music. So it's a good cheap option, but if you're looking for something that's better suited for music, I would say do a little bit more research. But this is the one I use. Hold on, I feel cramped. I need to like move something. I don't normally move my chair out of the way when I record covers, but this is kind of different, so let me move this real quick. Another thing I should mention is please do your research on what equipment you need before you hit buy. When Josh sent me the link to this microphone, he sent me the link to just the microphone, and if I bought that, I would not be able to use it. I didn't explain why. It's literally just like this plug. The way it plugs into the microphone, there's not one of these plugs in the back of my computer. So I plug this into the interface and then the interface plugs into the computer. I also needed an interface to go with it. This is the Scarlett 2i2. I don't know anything about interfaces. It works. So I went from, oh, a microphone's only $300, I'll buy that today, to spending $600 in one day because I needed the microphone, I needed the cable, and I needed the interface, which all comes in one bundle. I will link that in the description, and any products I mention should be linked in the description, and if not, just ask me and I'll give you the link. The arm and pop filter are from Amazon, which I guess the arm is optional. You can hold the microphone if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. One thing about the Scarlett 2i2, which I don't know if this is the same for all interfaces or just this one, but the plug is not for a regular aux cable, so I couldn't use these microphones with the interface the first day that I got my microphone. If you see, I did record my Coma cover, I think, with those headphones. I had to do some tweaking in the computer and it didn't work with the interface, so I couldn't hear myself in real time. So I had to get headphones with this thicker plug. Focus. Or you can get an adapter for cheaper that will, you plug your headphones into the adapter and the adapter can plug in to an interface like this. Even though I have this microphone, personally, I think if you're just getting started with covers, you don't have to go beyond your camera's microphone if you don't want to, or if you can't afford it. I recorded covers with this camera's microphone for a little over 2 years, I think, or maybe a year, before I got my microphone. I used the Canon PowerShot G7X, I think that's what it's called. Hold on, I'll just show you. There's a mirror right here, so I can show you what it looks like and everything. Can you see it? That's what it looks like. That's what I use for recording the video aspect, and I used to use this camera's microphone before I got that one. If you can only invest in one part of recording covers right now and you don't really want to make any sort of other content and you want to pick audio or video, I would say audio is more important. I'm going to be recording a sample cover today, and I'm going to be using my phone to record the video because I'm using my camera to record this video. But if all you have to record with is your phone, like, I still say go for it. I don't know why, did I lean into the microphone when I was saying that? This isn't on yet. Now it's time to record. Normally I would take my ring light off the tripod that it's on and move it over to my desk, balance it between this tripod and the door. But considering the cover I'm recording today is just a sample cover, I'm not gonna like promote it anywhere, it's just gonna be linked in the description, it's gonna be an unlisted video. I'm gonna leave the ring light here because this is the main focus. I decided yesterday that I want to re-record a song that I recorded before I got my microphone, so I need to get the instrumental for that. And how I do that is I use a program and a website. The program I use is 4K YouTube to MP3. It's free, but it comes with an upgrade that I paid for a couple years ago, so I don't remember what the restrictions on the free version is. Really just any YouTube to MP3 will work though. And the website that I use is vocalremover.org. I think this is the best vocal remover website that I know of. For free, you can convert a couple songs and then it'll stop you and you have to wait a couple hours until you can do more. But a lot of websites won't let you do an entire song, and it has all these restrictions. There is a paid version. If you sign up for their Patreon, you can get, I think, slightly better quality, and it splits the audio into vocals, music, guitar, and drums, where the free version just separates the vocals from the music. I pay $5 a month for it, and I think it's worth it. This is very important. Make sure you download the vocals and the instrumental. Even if you don't think you're gonna use the vocals, you should probably have them just in case. Sometimes when I can't hit a certain note or I can't figure out a harmony, I'll throw the vocals in, sing over the vocals, and then get rid of them. Or if I'm covering a Cemetery Sun song and Josh is screaming in it, I will just use his screaming vocals instead of trying to scream. Yeah! Fuck! I'm getting a drink of soda, so if my lip gloss looks completely botched in the rest of this video, you know why. So I'm gonna try to screen record what I can, but my computer is very slow, so I can't screen record while I'm recording the cover itself. But it's time to record. I use Logic as my DAW, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation. I learned that in my audio production class, but still forgot it, and I had to Google it. So, Professor Ankeny, don't watch this video, please. And when my vocal coach was explaining to me what a DAW was, I said, Josh, I'm in an audio production class. I know what a DAW is. Still had to Google it when I was writing the script. I was close though. I thought it stood for Digital Audio Workspace. Same difference. Audacity is a free option. I haven't used it in a while, so I honestly don't know what it's capable of in terms of recording and editing, but it's free. I think some other popular ones are Pro Tools, Adobe Audition, which I did use a little bit. If you have any questions about Adobe Audition, I can probably help. My school uses Adobe Audition, but my vocal coach uses Logic. So I use both, but for recording my covers for the most part, I use Logic. So I record my audio and my video at the same time. If you want, you could record your audio and then record video of you lip syncing over it. So you don't have to focus on technique or getting any pitch and notes right. You could just focus on getting some emotion, but I have a hard time making that look realistic, so I just record my video and audio at the same time. I think something that's very important is eye contact with the camera. This is something I struggle with, but every so often I'll just be like, look at the camera, look at the camera. I worry that people think I'm looking at the lyrics, but like, I mean, it's Invisible by Big Time Rush. Obviously I'm gonna know the words to this one, but like, proof, there's no lyrics anywhere. I am not looking at the words. I have not done that yet. It's something that I could possibly do, but I haven't done it yet. So when it comes to stuff like gain, it's really something that you kind of have to play around with until you figure it out. Personally, I think if the light on your interface is flashing yellow a little bit, I think that's fine. As long as it's not flashing red at all, then you should be good. Because if it flashes red, then it clips, and that's when your audio sounds crunchy. What clipping is, and two, to stress this, very important. When I was recording covers at the studio at my school, something I struggled with was how far I need to stand from the microphone. My vocal coach taught me to hang loose, and that's how far you have to stand from the microphone. I feel like that's a little close, so sometimes I take a little step back, and if you're getting louder, step further back, but this is kind of just like the default, I guess. When it comes to the order I record stuff in. I do as much as I can on one track and then go back and record everything else. But I won't let you fall. I see you through them all. Do you ever think of what you're standing at the fuck? Oh, I forgot I was still recording. Oh, and I'm still recording. It's whatever. Oh, when the lights go down in the city, you'll be right there shining bright. So I think the important thing is to record lead vocals first so that you know you have everything. Then you can get into background vocals, doing several layers of one track, which I'll explain why that's important in a second when I get there, and harmonies and stuff like that. Make sure you're recording on the right track. Okay, I've recorded all my lead vocals. Now it's time to add some spice. Harmonies, obviously. Background vocals, obviously. But I think something that's important that my vocal coach taught me is singing the same track multiple times and stacking it to like double it or triple it. It makes it sound bigger. It makes it sound more full. I don't know if I'm saying the right words here, but it makes it sound good. I'm not gonna record me doing this part, so I will get back to you when it's time to edit the audio. I don't know if I recorded everything that I'd want to record, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it that. So it's time to edit. You can literally see my script. Don't look at that. When I recorded covers with just my camera, I tried editing the audio in my video editing software. Don't do that. I feel like your best bet when you're recording with just a camera would be to import the audio from your recording into a DAW of some sort, edit it there, and then put it back with the video in your video editing program. I was gonna try to record my screen recording using my microphone to record audio, but then you can't see me or anything I'm doing on the screen, so then there'd be no point in recording this. What do I do? I think I'm gonna start off by showing you some audio effects that I consider my best friend, which to add effects, I think this adds effects to the entire thing, but I haven't used this side ever, so I just stick with this side, and if I want to add something to everything, I just add it to each track. So some effects that I consider my best friend. Compressor is like the holy grail of recording. Do I have any clue what it does? Not really. I talked about it with Josh in a vocal lesson one time, and I think what it basically does is do something with the gain of your loudest and quietest vocals to make them kind of sound more equalized. I don't know, but it takes your covers from 10 to 100. I don't know how to work it. As soon as I got off of that vocal lesson, I was trying to play around with these little knobs, and I'm like, I don't hear any difference. I'm gonna have a breakdown. Presets, your best friend. I stick with studio vocal. I don't know what presets are in other DAWs, but this is what I stick with, and it makes my covers sound amazing. Hold on. Let's see. Solo this, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear. I have the audio output as the Scarlet. I have the audio input as the Scarlet. Hold on. So I tried playing a lot of clips from Logic to show you what effects sounded like and stuff, and it didn't work because Apple's screen recording is ass. So I think since I saved the file, I'll go in and try to record with my phone. So you guys can still try to get what I mean, I guess. I'm pretty sure I can recreate the other effects that I bring up in Final Cut, but I have to show you compression with Logic. So here's what it sounds like without the compressor. Through them all, and I just wanna let you know. And then with the compressor. Through them all, and I just wanna let you know. Do you hear the difference? Because I do. Let me just throw that on all of my tracks real quick. And then another effect I consider my best friend is reverb. If you don't know what reverb is, echo isn't the right word because there's literally echo effects. But like, you know when you're in an empty room and you yell, echo! And it doesn't completely echo, but your voice still lingers for a little bit? That's reverb. Again, I just like to play with presets. I'll drag these around and figure out what fits the vocal that I'm trying to, I guess, gives me the effect that I want to have with the vocal. Because honestly, I don't know what most of these things do. I just play around with them. Like I said, I'm no producer. And another thing I consider My Best Friend is EQ. I mostly use this for when I want to have like a phone call type, like car radio type effect. I'm sure you can do a lot of other things with it, but that's what I normally do. But that's literally like, it's a phone filter. I don't know what else you can do with EQ, but that's what I stick with. So the first thing I do when editing my covers is, besides adding compression, I like to get rid of as much of this empty space as I can. Because sometimes, let's see if I can do it right now. Maybe not. Hold on, I'm standing up. Oh, of course it's not going to do it when I'm trying to. The floor creaks sometimes. Sometimes my mouth makes mouth noises, and I don't want that in my cover. It sounds more professional, more clean without it. So that's like the first thing I do is get rid of most of this dead space. Because why do you need it? But try to not make it so you're cutting yourself off. For example, again, I don't know if you can hear this, but if I cut it off right here, well, actually, that sounded pretty good. But let's say I zoom in more and I decide, no, it doesn't sound good, and I want to cut it off here. That's like at the very end of my audio. It's gonna cut off. And it doesn't sound like I ended my thought. So try not to do that. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with that. Now, I guess what I do is just look to see what needs effects, what needs to be quieter, what needs to maybe be louder, and move that to a different track so I can adjust that on its own. Recently, with my worldwide cover, I played around with panning a little bit. What this is if you move the panning all the way to the left and someone listens to your cover with headphones or stereo speakers, they'll only hear it in the left channel. And then same thing with the right, they'll only hear it in the right channel. That's why sometimes I will say, listen to this cover with headphones because it sounds cooler. Because I played with panning. I forgot to record something. Well, let me do that real quick, I guess. Oh, you know. I think a pretty cool effect that I found out about recently, I think with my worldwide cover again, is record double vocals and then throw one in one side and one in the other. So it sounds like kind of, it's the same exact melody, but it's slightly different. I think it sounds really cool. And what I like about that part is that it has the harmony playing in both ears, so it like unites it. Oh, that sounds really good. I think that sounds really cool. Okay, sorry, got distracted. Hold on, another thing I forgot to record. I won't let you fall. I see you through them all. I swore I recorded that though, so that's weird. So I just duplicated this track because the oh you know is not gonna fit. If I throw this here, it cuts off that. So I just made it so that it's the same settings. I think I have to go back and fix that somewhere else. I forgot to record another thing. Hold on. Shining bright. So, I think I'm done with this cover. Again, this is just going to be like an unlisted video, link in the description. So I'm not caring about it too much. I'm showing you what I'm doing, but if I get a couple things wrong, that's okay. So let me just show you what I did again. So figure out what to do. Control or Command A to select everything, and then File, Bounce, Project or Section, MP3. I don't know what any of this stuff does. I just keep it the way it is, and hit OK. Something that is, I'm going to scream and make this clip, 1, to show you what clipping is, and 2, to stress this, very important, save your file. One time I was recording for a collab. I think it was the only collab I've done with this microphone, my Unstoppable collab with Alex, and I didn't realize that I recorded, but then I saved the instrumental with it, so I had to do like a lot more editing because I had to edit Alex's vocals with the instrumental, but mine already had the instrumental. It's a long story, where if I just saved the project, I could have easily fixed the problem, but I didn't do that. So I'm not gonna need to fix this, but just for the sake of it, I'm showing you. Save your project. Next thing you need to do is get the video. So I'm gonna airdrop my videos to myself. If you don't have a Mac, you can probably email the videos to yourself or put them on a Google Drive. Normally, I would have a folder here in my computer where I'd throw everything, but I didn't do that. See, here are some of my future cover plans, and I keep them nice and neat with their little initial. Again, did not prepare myself today. So we're gonna throw all these in here, and we're gonna throw our track in here. Then can close Logic because my computer is very slow and can't handle multiple programs open at once. And I use Premiere. I used to use Final Cut to edit my covers, but I think Premiere is smoother when it comes to that. I use Final Cut to edit my album reviews and my talking videos. I'm going to use Final Cut to edit this video, but Premiere I just feel like is easier for editing my covers. Final Cut is pretty pricey, but it is a one-time purchase. I have the Adobe subscription free through my school right now. I'm not sure of any good free video editing programs. If you have a Mac, iMovie comes with it. I've never used iMovie, so you don't need really a lot of complex editing ability, so I'm sure iMovie will work with something like this, but I have no clue. You don't need like the most complex editing program ever. You just really need the ability for a good number of tracks and editing audio and video on top of each other, and that's really all you need when it comes to that kind of thing. Definitely name my files very well. I don't edit anything here. I just make sure the project is somewhere on my computer that I'll remember where it is, probably on my desktop. So now we're in here. I will throw everything in here. My computer is very slow. It takes me a minute to get my media in here. And I mean, honestly, this is pretty self-explanatory. You line up your video with your audio. But it's important that you get rid of this audio so that it leaves you with just your cover that you just recorded. I like to throw a little bit of coloring on there, which is not going to look the same because I didn't use my ring light, but I made a preset and I throw it on here. I said I throw it on here, and now I'm blue. I think I'm gonna just finish editing this and post it, because really that's all there is to it. You wash, rinse, repeat with the rest of these, and yeah. Again, this is very important. Save your projects. And then when you want to export it, Command A to select everything, File, Export, media. I normally change the preset to YouTube 1080p. As long as it's going to my desktop, so I can hit export. So that is it for this video. If you want to watch the final results of the cover, it is linked in the description. And if you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to DM me on Instagram. I am so happy to help. I enjoy making covers so much, and I really just made this video to help anyone who is maybe a little bit interested in starting posting covers get started. If you liked this video, like it, comment down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, share with your friends, all that crazy, wacky, weird, amazing, fun stuff. If you made a cover after watching this tutorial, tag me in it and I'll watch it and I will be so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I never know how to end these things.